I'm building the biggest project of my life, and I'm using OpenClaw for it. Now, today we're going to look into how I use it, what the lesson that I learned, and what I'm building, of course, and how you can get involved. So it's just to give a little bit of understanding of my system. I'm running on this machine that is a Mac Mini, and I don't allow the OpenClaw to actually work on the Mac Mini. I created a virtual machine, and this OpenClaw is confined with it. The idea is that I don't want this AI to touch my private files and passwords and so on. Okay, so I just created basically a virtual computer for it, and it doesn't have access to my personal emails or other documents. This is for safety. But what is happening now, that everything runs locally, okay, is connected through API to different kind of AI models, depending on what it needs to do. And in this way, I manage a really safe environment for myself and for the AI. Now, how I use it? I mainly just talk with it. Okay, I just send an audio message using Telegram. Sometimes, of course, you need to interact with the terminal. Sometimes you can use the internal interface to do things. So the use of the terminal is mainly to collect data, okay? Because after I build something, I want to see the data that actually is doing the correct thing. Because I don't trust the AI to tell me, yes, I did it, yes, it's working. Okay, that is not the way to do it. Okay, you need actually to see the data. But that is it's pretty simple. So I'm going to explain what I'm building, but whatever it is, okay, it's a website, it's an app, whatever it is, I allow this app to be in front of me so I can see it. And then with the audio, I tell this AI to do some changes to the app. Okay, sometimes are just visual, sometimes are functioning aspect to it. And that's it. Okay, so I'm not a coder. I don't do the coding. I just kind of a vibe coding. I have a lot of idea that have been developed over years, so are pretty solid. It's not improvising. I don't know what to do. I really have a clear idea what this final product should look like, how things should work, and so on. So what did I learn? I learned two things. Okay, mainly one, you can't trust AI. Okay, this is insane. Okay, it just you create this amazing, well precise plan. Okay, you give it to the AI, you fortify together with the AI, so you agree on what to do. Everything has been decided, agreed. Every single details has been agreed, and then you ask AI, okay, now build it. And the AI does this incredible thing. Okay, it thinks that is better than you, and it starts thinking, yeah, maybe this is we do differently. This is not really needed. Okay, this is something that I don't know. Maybe we do later, whatever. Okay, so end of the building, it come back to you and say done. Okay, you think, wow, I mean, that was fast. Done. Let's use it. And then you see maybe the interface, and it says, you see the system working, and you see, okay, it says it's done. We had a plan. It's working, so it's done. No, and was not done. Okay, so the AI just lied to me several times, pretending that things was done as agreed, but wasn't. And I discovered this the moment that I decide that I need to look at what's happening. Because I can't read the code, which I found a solution, but because I can't read the code, I want to have a visual interface that show me what's happening right away. So I create this dashboard where I can see things changing in real time. So I have a really connection, I can feel things are changing. And therefore, it wasn't changing how it was supposed to happen. And therefore, I told the AI, look, this is not doing what we agreed. Yeah, I didn't use it. Yeah, change the parameter. I will use a different system. Without telling me anything. It made this decision by itself. Okay, so what is the point here? You can't trust AI. And my solution was this one. Okay, first of all, if you can, if the app you're building can have a visual interface, this is the best way, okay? So you have something that you right away have different numbers, different elements that you can see and understand if the things are happening. Another is I use Claude over Opus 4.6, extended thinking over the website, okay? Then I get the code, I give it back to the Opus and say, look if it's working in this way, okay? And I get a kind of an audit from an external AI, someone that doesn't understand the project and so on. Okay, just check the data. And that is how I managed to fix. Okay, this is for me was the only way. Because if you allow OpenClaw to work itself, sometimes it just go in hallucination. Then I realize, why is this happening? It's mainly because how the memory system works. Okay, the memory system works in the way that sometimes this AI can work for minutes. Okay, and I'm not saying that in my case it's rarely they work for more than 2 hours, but it's a lot of work. So it does this thing, okay? So those are a lot of tokens. So when you reach I think it's around 180 token inside the same window, and this included the system prompt, the document you upload, whatever it is, okay? So 180, the AI started OpenClaw, what it does compacting. Compacting means it takes a big chunk of this raw conversation and summarize it and push it back. The summary, of course, being a summary, it does include everything, okay? Some data get lost, some data get misunderstood, and so on. So you start having an AI that's now work on a hallucination already, okay, on a summary. But then the worst part is that you start working, carry on working, boom, and it goes into compaction again. Okay, so now it's hallucinated data, basically this summary, plus some raw data that get mixed together to create a new summary. At that level, the AI is basically an idiot. Okay, it doesn't remember what we agreed, what we wanted to do, how things should work. It doesn't remember anything. Okay, it just have an intuition, a memory, or a sort of this summary thing that we agreed once. So nobody knows what is in there. So for this reason, you can rely on the memory system. You can rely on the AI. So the first thing that I built was a new memory system. So let me, I want to go back into, before I explain this memory system, that there is another video that I did earlier that go more into the details. What I'm building, it's a ResonantOS, okay? ResonantOS is a operation system for AI. It's something that at the moment I'm building custom for the OpenClaw. Okay, just go on top and I give extra power to it, but also extra abilities and so on, but also remove some elements that are not working. Okay, like the security system, I build a shield for it, like the fact that some part of the memory is not working at all, these compaction things that I told you. Plus, I added a lot of other functionality, plus a custom built dashboard so you can see what's going on inside. So the first part that I wanted to fix was this memory, otherwise it was impossible to work with. Okay, you start working, then forget, and then you're lost. And I'm sure if you've been using it for something that is complex, okay, for something that is simple, you never see this problem because you've fixed the problem before it goes into compaction and therefore it's sorted. But for something advanced, then is where you have a problem. So how I fix this? Okay, how this new memory, I called it R memory from ResonantOS Memory. Okay, R memory. The R memory works in this way. I'm gonna summarize because I'm gonna add also a link in the description. You're gonna find a deep dive article. Being a really complex subject, it's better to see graphics and read it. Okay, but I'm gonna explain to you. How it works is, so AI load in the context window. Okay, so I'm talking about that kind of memory, the medium and short memory that are fixed, because on the long memory, we still can use the OpenClaw memory. But on the short term, the one that is you're working at the moment. What it does is it's called the context window, okay? It's what is happening inside the window. That is the only thing that can remember. And AI, every time that you send a message, okay, it get added to the context window, then get reply to you, and then that can added. And every time you need to send everything again. Okay, so this thing compound. Because the AI doesn't have these, how we think kind of has memory. It doesn't, okay? What it does is the context window. It's like a page on a piece of paper. Whatever is in that page, the AI gonna remember. And more things you add, and more token are required for this AI to work. Token equal money, okay? There's a cost. So more things you add on this page, and more is gonna become slower because there is more things to move and think about, and more it's gonna cost. That means, okay, there is a problem here, okay, because the price goes fast, really high, and probably you noticed. So my idea was, instead of doing compaction, that is the reason why they do it, okay, to make it manageable, because you can have much longer window size, but then start to cost every interaction, like, $10, $20, is like impossible. So you need to keep it shorter. So it's gonna cost, little bit, not too much, pennies, cents. I don't know. It's depends on your currency. Okay, but it's gonna cost much less. So what was my idea? Instead of doing a summary, what we do, we remove. So we do basically compression. So I create a system that creates a lossless compression for meaning. Meaning that instead of, when we as a human talk, look at me, say a lot of words just to say one thing. Okay, that one thing is the compression. So instead of having all those human words to explain an idea, we take the minimum element needed to say the same idea, which for us as a human we can't understand. There's no content. It doesn't make sense for us. It's too little information. But for an AI, it's that little information is all they need. So how this algorithm works is basically start compressing this chunk of raw data, and it compressed to a level that the average is around 80%. So basically now, once compressed, there is 80% less token to be shared. And that is 80% saving, basically, which is a lot. But without having the risk of the AI drifting away because it doesn't know, it's confused, there's a summary that is not precise. No, it has everything there. So that means two things, okay? One is that you save a lot of, because of the 80% saving less token. But also means, because you're saving so much, you can actually have a longer window. In the sense, within the same size window that you have before, now you have 80% more. Is it 80%? Yes. So basically, we compress to a little bit. So every time that we add a massive block, okay, we just add a 20% more. Okay, we keep only that 20% of the massive block. And that is insane. Basically, now you have coherence for longer. Okay, never problem. Now, you can't have this forever, because otherwise you go back into the problem of every exchange is really expensive. What it does, at one point, is going to evict some of the old token. Okay, it's going to just remove them, because a part of maybe something that you've been working on hours ago, and it's not needed that element anymore. But there is always a risk in there. I'm going to explain how it's solved. But anyway, it's going to basically remove all the memory. Okay, just evict them. But the real thing is, the point here that we are just talking, it's not chatting, okay? It's not like, if you use it for just chatting, yeah, it's good, it's just forget, it doesn't matter. But if you're using for building a project, the project should have a home, okay, which is not the context window, is a file. That file is the single source of truth. That is how we stay locked to a reality, not because of the memory. Okay, the memory helps the AI to don't drift away. But the single source of truth, that document, is what we are building, okay? So the AI can always look and understand everything at once. So in this way, now we have basically sort the short and medium term memory. On the long term, like I said, we rely on what is already on OpenClaw. Maybe in the future we'll update that part as well. We can fortify for sure. But for now, the thing is, now we have coherence at low price. And this single source of truth, that is another ability that I added to this ResonantOS, can be in somehow work in layers. Okay, so at the top, the L0, as a single source of truth, we have, for example, our values, our philosophy, our identity, and some elements that are, for example, our business plan. Okay, basically the driving force for everything we do. On layer 1, we have the AI architecture. Okay, AI needs to know how it works inside, because at the moment, if things are like obvious. Okay, I'm just open this OpenClaw. It must know how it works. In reality, it doesn't. Okay, so we need to give a clear information on how it works. So at the moment, there is of course all the structure, and there is also the ResonantOS, of course, so it can understand how things are connected. And if you are building an app, whatever it is, okay, the information needs to be there. Then there is L2, okay, basically it's the third layer. L2 is the project. Okay, for example, just to give you some example you can understand, ResonantOS is one of my projects. YouTube is another of my project. Maybe I can have one because I make music, maybe I have some music project, whatever. Okay, they can be all in there. And you use AI to update those documents. For safety though, I built this symbiotic shield. Symbiotic shield is something that protects from attack from outside, but also attack from inside. Because the AI, like I said, it can just go weird and say, okay, I'm gonna change this document, just think it's better idea for you. And you don't want it. Okay, so you can lock that document. So AI needs to ask you the password to change it. The password is the same password that you use to log into your computer. So it's connected to basically the system itself. And it makes it extremely safe. So AI cannot physically actually edit the file. So meaning it can't break itself, which is if you've been working, you know that this is one of the risks. So by doing this thing, basically we solve the memory, and it's huge. So what I'm building and what you can, how you can be involved in. So this is an open source project, and the bigger project is DAO. Okay, it's a decentralized autonomous organization for people like me. Okay, people like you that I call us AI artisans. So we are building our own project, our own thing. We work with AI and so on. But we know that the business model that we are living in, okay, this society is changing to a speed that it's just insane. Okay, it's not gonna. There's gonna be a lot of problems. So what's my feeling? Okay, let's use AI to build a new economic system. Okay, this one is decentralized. Basically, we participate together. And the idea is that we have this core element, the DAO, that we contribute ourselves to build it. Our contribution means we rank up as AI artisans. More we have a higher rank, and more we can have like a share earning from this. So create basically is not a passive income in the sense that it's contribution-based income. So having our UCI, okay, universal contribution income. And you can do this while also you're working on your own project. So the two things are not disconnected. You just become part of a network, part of a community. Now, this is the vision. Okay, I've been designing this for years. Okay, so it's not something I'm improvising now, but with AI we solved a massive problem, the problem of identity within this DAO. I promise that I'm gonna explain this how it works, but it's such a complex thing, such a complex idea that is simple to build, but it's resolve such a complex problem that unless I explain you the problem, it's tough to understand the value of the solution. So I'm not gonna go there, but think that your identity is connected to an AI, and these being together resolve the biggest problem that has ever existed in blockchain technology. Okay, which is your identity. How can I be sure that is you? That is the hardest thing to resolve. because you can, in theory, swap your I'm not going to explain. Okay, it's too complicated. I'm not going to explain. So how you can get involved? Because what do we need to do inside this community? This is a DAO, means it's decentralized. It's not owned by me. It's not my project. Okay, I build the project. I put the idea, but we build it together. So the community needs to do some work, okay? And there are a lot of things to do in building this community. The first thing, of course, is to test this ResonantOS. So this is an alpha version. So if you want to be part of this, what you need to do is, first of all, subscribe to the newsletter. Okay, you can subscribe for free or the paid version, doesn't matter, you will have access to this network. Now, when I say doesn't matter, it does matter, okay, but to me, but not to the DAO. So if you can afford paying this, the paid subscription, do it. So, but anyway, you join this the newsletter, so you stay updated on whatever we're doing. But that is not enough because we need to connect with the others, okay? And there is a Discord channel for this, okay? Again, link in the description. So you connect to this Discord channel. What you need to do is now go to the ResonantOS room and say, I want to be part of this alpha testing. And with this idea in mind, okay, this clear idea in mind, you are downloading a file from someone that you don't know. Okay, that is me. Okay, you might trust, you do not trust, but the point here is not trusting. Okay, so you don't trust me. What you do, when you subscribe, you have a way to build your own shield. Your shield is a system, it's a little software that I'm not giving you the software itself. I give you the instruction that you give to the AI to build it for you. So you ask AI to basically to build this shield for you. And the AI builds it. So you try, what you need to trust is not me, it's your AI. So the AI builds it. Then you ask AI, please, let's check it. Okay, let's check if it actually works. When AI says, okay, it's checked, now you can download my alpha version of ResonantOS, have it checked. Is it virus, there is prompt injection, there is anything risky? Says no, cool. Now you can add it to your on top. Basically, it runs on top. I mean, I say on top, in reality, it's together with this OpenClaw. But again, this is a risky move. Okay, so what you should do is to create like a sorry, or a backup of it. So if something goes wrong, something breaks, you're safe. Or you create a fresh installment of this OpenClaw, and you touch ResonantOS and you test it. If you don't know how to do all of this, means that is the alpha version of it is not for you. Okay, it's for these people that say, okay, I want to contribute, I want to learn, I can understand the risks, and therefore I accept them, and I'm gonna help building this. If for you it's too much, it means you can wait for when we have maybe the beta version, or so on. So that is the goal. It's I want to make this clear because it's even though of course I'm building and I'm using it. Okay, so it works. The thing is, I can't take responsibility for something happen on your system because you maybe take I don't know, do something wrong or whatever. And plus, it's not about trust, like I said. Okay, it's we need to build this that is a huge decentralized community, and is not based on trust. It needs to be based on data. Okay, and that's why what we can fix with AI. We have our AI, our own AI that needs to work as a shield. Okay, protect us from everything. This is what we're building. We need to build, this is the goal of ResonantOS. Okay, we need to build an AI, one single AI that we can trust, because it's gonna be a mess out there. The future is going to get really, really messy. So we need to build at least this AI that we can trust. So this is what the goal of ResonantOS. But even trusting ResonantOS would be kind of a misinterpretation of the one single AI that you can trust. But that's the friction that we are at the moment. Okay, once it's built, then we have it. Okay, now we have our single little AI that we can trust, and we can build on top. It's a long journey. It's not an easy one. It's for visionaries, for these people that want to be pioneers, that want to create this new world, this new economy. There is a lot to learn, so I understand that I'm demanding a lot. But if you believe that this is possible, okay, that this ResonantOS is on the right path, if we need a new economic system for the future, then go on resonantos.com, read everything about that. Okay, there's the description about the DAO. You can understand what kind of problem we are trying to solve. It's remember this, okay, because there is always the doubt. Okay, can I do it? Can we do it? Can Manolo do it? The idea is the world can only be changed from those that believe they can. Okay, so you need to understand yourself. Can you believe on yourself that you can change the world? Okay, it's a huge thing. Okay, I personally do. I'm not gonna stop. Okay, I don't need confirmation from others. Okay, because I go inside. I know that I can do this, so I'm gonna do it. This is the question that you need to ask yourself. Can you do it? Can you be the one that changed the world, or you're gonna be on the sideline and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch how how everything bursts out and eat popcorn," which is not a bad idea. But we should, if you believe that you can do it, let's do it together. It's a community thing, and it needs to be a lot of us. Okay, so I'm gonna. If you want to live now, is the moment to live. But I'm not gonna end the video here because I want to say this simple story. Okay, when I started this channel, which was I think 8 or 9 months ago, I started. I had like at the beginning like 30 followers, and I was already sharing this kind of idea. Okay, I was on my own with 30 followers saying I'm gonna do this. Someone in the comment said, you are you have only 30 whatever 8 followers, how you're gonna do this?" And that was beautiful that someone from the community reply and say, "Now we are 39." Okay, that's the attitude. And if you're there watching, thank again. Okay, I really thank you for this, because that is the attitude. Okay, that is the winning attitude. You say, I believe, I join, and now we are more. So now you see my subscribers, we're just over 2,000. So it's still small. we are still small. But you join, you're 2001. Okay, that is the goal. That's how we build it. It's about communities, building this community, believing in the idea, and believing in this case of I know that I'm asking to believe in me. Okay, I'm not aware of it. Okay, I'm aware. I'm asking you to believe in me, which is a lot. But the more we are, and now it's about believing the community. It's not about me. It's the idea. We need to make this idea self-sufficient, and that is the beauty of DAO. Okay, the DAO, I don't own it. It's owned by the community. Okay, there is a governance system. People can vote, propose idea, vote on those ideas, change how the system works. It's not mine. Okay, I just the one that create the initial spark. And this is why I'm asking now at the beginning of it to you to join, because we need to build it together. I have a lot of experience about token economy, so I understand that some people say, okay, I don't know how to do something like this. Okay, on that part, I say, trust me. Okay, let's build it. Then with time, you will assume this knowledge. In the ResonantOS Alpha, if I already added this some capabilities for the DAO, okay, but it's gonna run on the DevNet, meaning not on the main net where there are real money. On the DevNet, basically there are monopoly money. Okay, we just share things that they have no value. Okay, but it doesn't cost anything. Okay, we just share those tokens, make use some tools that cost token maybe. Okay, there is a lot of beautiful thing. I'm gonna explain this later on. It might be explained into one of these newsletter, because there is I want to add some images and so on, so you can see the interface, you can see how to use it. And to conclude, this is a high velocity project. Okay, things are going fast, extremely fast. Now with AI, we can go extremely fast. And so be ready for this fast changing. If you want to join, be with that mindset. Okay, things are looking like this today, and in a week they're gonna be much higher level. In 2 weeks it's gonna just going fast. If you see what I'm developing in 2 weeks, it's just insane. Okay, I never managed to do so much work, and this is thanks for AI, in such a short time. So thanks for staying until the end. Like, subscribe, comment below, let me know who you are, join the community, subscribe to the newsletter. There's a lot of things that you need to do, and let's make this happening. Ciao, and see you to the next video.